Hey, what's up everybody? Long time no see. It is Chris. Today I have a nice unboxing to get into. And no, I'm not going to use a knife on the box. But where do we begin? So, over the holidays, I did make a few purchases. I didn't do unboxings on them just because they were pretty much generic, either gold, silver, that kind of stuff. So I didn't want to do a full-on unboxing. This unboxing is a little different, so I figured, okay, I'll make an actual unboxing for this. Pretty difficult to do with one hand, but I accomplished it. So, as I'm sure you've seen, the metals markets have been pretty up and down lately. Some big swings. I think silver went down to 22, 23, and then all the way up to like 28. Now it's kind of somewhere in the middle. Gold has been kind of just treading water. It is down a little bit to begin the year. But I think that's actually kind of interesting because the question is, where do we go from here? I mean, we've been waiting for this rally of gold, silver, the other metals. Platinum definitely has been making some headway as far as moving on up. I, of course, am a big platinum proponent. I think it's one of the more speculative metals, obviously. But I think with the incoming administration, how they are very interested in the idea of green technology, things like that, silver and platinum are going to play a big part in that. So that's important. And it's something interesting to keep in mind. I know there's been a lot going on this year as far as the beginning of the year. You know, what happened in the Capitol, regardless of what your political leanings are, it's just sad that we're at that point. And hopefully, you know, both sides kind of realize that, you know, there's wrong on both sides. There's also good points on both sides. And at the end of the day, we're all Americans. And so we need to, well, those of us who are Americans, YouTube is obviously an international community, but those of us who are Americans, we have a lot more in common than what divides us, even though, like anything, Americans are huge on picking your team. And you can see it even with sports or stupid things like that. People get heated. People get crazy over things like that. I think it's somehow embedded in our nature to be that way. And it is actually, you know, a deep-seated thing about being an American. There's always been, you know, two sides to the coin, and they really do hold their ideals pretty strongly. It doesn't make one side or the other right, but there are times like this where there's definitely more that unites us than separates us. So hopefully moving forward, although of course tensions are high and they're going to be high for quite a while, hopefully you know, we can move forward as Americans and one nation. But all right, anyway, all of that being said, so again, you know, I did have some generic unboxings during the holidays, nothing crazy. Right now I've been trying to pick up silver, generic bars, that kind of thing. I'm actually picking up some different bars because just to keep it fresh. So first and foremost, so these ones, I actually picked up a few of these over the break. These are the 1 ounce APMEX rounds, the Geiger looking rounds. Somebody commented on the on one of my other videos that these are actually made by Geiger for APMEX. That's pretty interesting if that's true. They're nice looking bars. Like I said, something interesting. I'm actually thinking of giving a few of these as gifts, just for like for the kids and things like that, just so they can kind of get interested in it, something to have around. And they look nice. They've got a nice look to them, small enough where, you know, it's not a huge amount of money if like their parents want to buy them some more, things like that. So I got a few of those. Picked up a couple of those. And this is really the interesting piece, although I expected it to look a little different when I actually got it. So this, you can't even see it. Let's take it out. Let's not lose it. Let me just grab this. Let's see if it's marked up. Oh, it is. So this, let's see if I can focus it in. It's pretty small. That is Palladium. Come on, I know you want to focus. Get in there. No, it's too small, it doesn't want to focus. Come on. There we go. So that's a gram Palladium. I haven't really gotten into Palladium or the other, or rhodium. I know rhodium's super expensive. I haven't really gotten into that, but I thought, you know, this is kind of the time before things start to really skyrocket, get crazy, to start diversifying into the more rare metals like Palladium. Obviously this is a gram, so not the most efficient way to purchase it, but I kind of wanted to see what it was about, and I am kind of getting more interested in these APMEX, in the Valcambi combi bars. I still have to get one. I want a gold one. I actually want a platinum one, but the premiums are crazy. So I looked at the Palladium one. Again, that's super expensive, so I'm not sure if I want to take the dive on that. Right now I think my biggest focus is picking up silver, because I really think, especially with the direction that we're headed, like I said, like the green energy focus of the new administration, whether you agree with it or not, if it does become, you know, if it does come to fruition, it is going to push up the price, or at least, yeah, probably the price of precious metals, because a lot of the precious metals, especially silver, and some of the platinum group, are important parts of green technology. Also, I think the supply of metals, if people start getting into it, I know I called my local coin shop a couple times over the last 2 weeks to ask if they had silver in stock, just to go pick up some random rounds or whatever they had, just to go take a look. They didn't have anything for 2 weeks straight, which is crazy, because I've never, in the area in which my coin shop is, it's a pretty affluent area, and it's an older community where they have a lot of people who are still into those kind of things. For them not to have anything during that time, especially silver, it's pretty interesting. So I think that might be a clue as to where things are headed in the future. Again, the actual prices of metals is a manipulated market, so it's not so much that the price will be changing, but the supply, just like we saw in March, April, May, where it's like you couldn't get anything, and if you could get something, it was crazy markups. I think that kind of thing may be coming back again. So if you have money to start putting away a little bit into it, the thing with metals is, like, the hard part is justifying it to yourself, because in today's environment where, for example, the stock market's going crazy, things like Tesla or other stocks, you know, the return on them is crazy. So someone who could say, I could have taken $10,000 in March and put it into Bitcoin, now I'd have, let's see, if you bought 4, so you'd have 160,000 worth of Bitcoin, or close to that. So, I mean, no one's going to argue that, yes, that would have been a good pickup. But the thing with gold and silver, it's always going to be the long game until it's not, until the price, you know, does reflect reality. And so keeping that in mind, just like a lot of people have mentioned, is important. It's not about that this should be your end all to be all. It definitely shouldn't, but it should be part of the plan. Because if you know anything about stocks or investments, period, the way it usually works is, you know, there are all the different asset classes, and usually the same one's not the winner each year. So if it's large cap stocks or mid cap, small cap, bonds, whatever, the dollar, all the different asset classes, usually every year it pretty much changes between what was the highest return for that year. And for metals, they really haven't had their time in the sun for a long time. So even though we saw a little bit of a run up last year, it's cooled off a little bit, but who knows what the catalyst will be for the next one. So if you're sitting on the sidelines, you know, again, everything in moderation, and again, it should bring you some happiness to accumulate. Think of it as your savings, because like I said, these kind of things you can liquidate easily. So don't think of it as something as, oh, I'm locked in, you know, oh, I can't get rid of it. No, you can. And that's something I really want to emphasize. You can get rid of this stuff very easily. And I'm not saying that, I'm not advocating that you do it, but I mean, worst case scenario, you pawn it for, you know, to get money that you urgently need for something else without getting rid of it. You can do so many things. So don't think that, you know, oh, you know, I'm locked in and no one's gonna buy it. It's not a collectible. These are not collectibles. You're not buying a baseball card for future appreciation, and you know, you're gonna go to the pawn shop or the card dealer and he's gonna say, no, I can't give you anything for that, it's not worth it, you know, and try to, you know, drive a hard price. This kind of stuff you can walk in and walk out with cash in a lot of different places. So keep those things in mind as you stack. Hopefully I will have significantly more pickups in the next couple months and be doing a lot more videos now that I can focus more, now with the holidays and everything's passed, on building my stack. All right, I'll see you guys next time, and Happy New Year. Have a good one.